All right, looks like we're live. On Starlink, I have noticed it's been dropping in and out a lot today. I don't know whether the weather's got anything to do with it, but yeah, just been freezing a lot. So if it looks like I'm frozen, well, that's what's happening. I'll be back in a few moments after that. Trying a different time to see if anyone wants to come on. So, oh, hey Jack, how you going? Just let me know since I think you're about the only one on. If you can hear me and see me all right. I was went for a bit of a walk up the. We had a bit of rain here the last couple of days, so I went for a bit of a walk to see whether the gullies were running at all, and I think I might have spotted you having a good bath in one of them, in a nice little hole somewhere up there. I'll let you be this time. I didn't call out to you. I got a few coming on. I know it's around lunchtime and on a Sunday, but yeah, just thought I'd just try a different time, and whoever comes on comes on. Just doing a hey Trav, thanks for coming on. I might get more of the Queenslanders because they're not quite in lunchtime. Just coming on for a Sunday chat. Been a while since I've been on, and other people. Hey Terry, how you been? Thanks for coming on. It's probably a bit different. I think you guys are having a bit of a heat wave up there. We've sort of gone into a cooler week this week with a bit of drizzle, which is nice. Been talking to Roachy and Wixie, and we've got another camp up coming up in a few weeks. So if anyone's interested in coming along to that, I'm going to give some details about that shortly. And I want to talk about, I think in my last live feed, I spoke a bit about doing a men's chat group thing. Here's the man now, Wixie's on. Oh, Trev, is this your first time round, Trev, having it? I've had it twice now. First time was worse than the second, but I had different symptoms. First time I had COVID, it was like body aches and headaches. And the second time, I was just really tired, no energy. Yeah, so I'm going to talk a bit about doing our online StreamYard group today. Make a plan for it. I'm planning on doing it this week coming up. So I want to start getting some people that might be interested because I'm going to cap it at 8, at least the first time, and see how that goes. And if people haven't used StreamYard before and they want to have a go just one-on-one to make sure that their devices work and everything, let me know as well. I think most of you know. Whoop, there you go, frozen again. Every time Starlink goes, it freezes me in the best facial expression going around. But yeah, I think most of you know who I am on Facebook, or you can always comment and I can send you an email or something like that on YouTube. Yeah, got bad headache and feeling weak. Yeah. How many days into it? It pretty much is like a week-long thing to the day. So the only thing I found actually after the second time, my lung capacity wasn't very good for at least a month afterwards. Sort of in the last week, it started to come good. Just see who's on. We've got 12 on, which is pretty cool. Just gonna see. So it must I don't know, those people that have done live feeds before, like you can click on participants up the top. I think you can do that even if you're not the person hosting it. And it says who's on. So I've only got like 5 people on, so the others must be just not logged in accounts or something. Test positive Friday, new Wednesday, yeah. It's really tricky because like there's still that many flus going around. So I think the main thing is, like, if you know, then if you need to go near hospitals or anything like that, or elderly people, that's where it really comes in handy. Otherwise, I think it's just another flu. Like we barely even talk about it anymore. Like unless you've got it, it's sort of you don't really hear about it, which is a good thing. You don't need any more new waves coming through. All right. I think most people that are on are the Queenslander people, so I might do it in reverse. I might actually talk about this group chat thing first. And Anthony, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because my days are all over the place. I'm still not back in a routine. But for those people that were interested, I think everyone on here knows what I'm talking about. But just starting off at least with just a men's chat. It doesn't have to be necessarily like talking about issues and that sort of stuff, but it can be if you want. But just a way to touch base with people, especially because so many of us have met each other, but because of distances, it's hard to sort of catch up. So yeah, I'm going to use StreamYard only because that's sort of what I'm used to. It won't be going on YouTube. It's just a private between up to 8 people. And the first one will be a bit of a trial and error to see how it all works. And obviously some people might have better cameras and like audio and devices, better internet service than others. So we'll see how that goes. But if you're interested, and Wixie, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we're going to go for, one moment, I think it was this Friday coming up. Yes. Was it this Friday? I think so. So Friday the 16th. When Wixie, Rochi, and I have been doing our chats, we've been sort of going about 8 o'clock because it gets you past work and dinner and all that. But I don't know. You guys tell me what time it might be. I know there's that hour difference. I don't think you could go before 6 o'clock because then that's 5 o'clock up in Queensland, and if people are working. So you let me know what time, New South Wales time. So if you're in Queensland, add an hour. What time would suit you? But I'm probably thinking around 8. I'm pretty flexible, but if I go earlier, then it might be getting into the Queenslanders' dinner time because they're an hour behind. So after having this hot weather, we've finally got some cooler weather, and if it sticks around a bit like this, it's getting right into our camping weather. Wixie, Rochi, and we're opening it up to other people too. If anyone wants to come along, we're going away camping to Barrington Tops. So if you saw my last video where I was like a piss take video, it's up around that area again. So we're going early Saturday. Let me get the dates up. So Saturday the 24th of February, we're hoping to go pretty early to get a start. And I think Wixie, once again, correct me, were we going to meet at Moonam Pub or were we going to meet at Pole Blue? I can't remember. Or maybe we didn't fully decide on that one. But anyway, we'll be going up to Barrington 2 nights, the Saturday night, Sunday night. Yeah, coming back Monday morning. Yeah. Thanks, Terry. I've gotten some good feedback from that. So like some people have had a good laugh out of it. So it's worthwhile. I had fun making it. It was quite full on doing it all. Like there's a lot of filming and setting up and everything, but it was good fun. And I go back and watch a few bits here and there. My brother's watched it a bit, and he seemed to like it as well, which was good. Yeah, just a bit of fun. I might do another one in a couple of years' time. I'll see how I go. Yeah, so that's where we're going. We won't be camping in the same campground as where I did for that video, but we're going to a campground called Little Murray. You have to book for that one. Any of the national park ones, you have to book. The last few times I've sort of been up there, or I've heard people being up there, it's been pretty quiet, but you never know because some of these campgrounds, one big group can just book it out. And by big group, it might only be like 6-8 vehicles. So it's one of those things that we're going to have to book in a bit in advance. We're going to book it probably. So if we leave on the Saturday, we're probably going to do a conversation, video chat, either StreamYard or Facebook video chat on about the Tuesday or the Wednesday before that Saturday just to check the weather. And that's when we'll have our final numbers by then. We're going to book it. And then the second night, we're going to go to Manning River Campground, which is actually, it just leaves the national park, Barrington National Park, and goes into State Park or State Forest. So that one you don't have to book, which means it's a free one. And then we're just going to do some driving around, nothing crazy, but just some driving tracks around, stop and have a look. There's quite a few lookouts, swimming holes, a few walks here and there. So some interesting landscape up there as well. It is a bit of a 4 seasons in one day sort of a place. So it can be a bit unpredictable with the weather, but that's part of the fun as well. Just going to have a quick read of the comments here. Yep. Pub Saturday morning. And anyone that's going, like if any additional people come besides Roachy, Wixie and myself, we'll start a group and give phone numbers so you can contact. And also just to let you know, if you were thinking of coming along, Roachy's wife's coming as well, and so is Wixie's. I'm riding solo. So if you wanted to bring a partner, that's completely fine as well. 7 o'clock here in Queensland will be fine if I'm not asleep. The chemo knocked me around last week. Don't do anything else than sleeping. Yeah. How long's it been now since you've started your chemo, Jack? And how long do you have to go? Yeah, I think it is still pretty warm up there. And Jack just confirmed that, bloody hot. It was hot here. Like before we got this cool change come in, we went from like 38 to 26 overnight, and then it sort of stayed mid to high 20s, low 30s. So it's been quite nice. So 3 more days of radiation and chemo. And what happens then, Jack? Does it like, do you just have a rest for it, or do they do some more testings after that? I actually don't know of anyone who, like closely, that's gone through radiation and chemo. So yeah, just quickly on the trip, because some people might go who might not be on now, but they might go back and watch this. If you wanted to just come for the Saturday, by all means. If you just come for the Sunday, it's a bit trickier because you're not going to be sure exactly where we're up to. But like, you're more than welcome just to come for one night, both nights. If you want to stay longer or camp early, you can do that. We'll have to work out some sort of contact system, whether it be a UHF or something up there, if any additional people come along. And if you want to just come for a day trip, you don't actually have to camp. If you want to just go for a day trip, you can do that too. And if the weather's not going to be any good, then we will look somewhere else. Probably there's quite a few camping and national parks to the west that we're interested, as well as north and south. Not huge different distances from there, so be in the same general area. But that's a conversation that we'll have of the week when we know. Have to wait for 6 weeks, and then I'll have an MRI again, and then we know better. That'd be annoying, that waiting time. But I guess it might be better than. Have you been, besides being sleepy, and probably lack of energy, have you been unwell in other ways, or do you have good days and bad days on it? And is like the sleep, like, do you just go for an hour or two, or are they big sleeps? Just being a bit intrusive. I know. Starlink is so good. Like, it's quick as, but every now and then it cuts out. And sometimes it'll only cut out for a couple seconds. Sometimes it could be 20 seconds. It's a bit frustrating like that because it works so quick. Like, when it's working, it's as quick as anything. It's just those little gaps, which for most things it doesn't. Like if you're watching videos or anything like that, they pre-download a bit. So it's not a problem. It's only a problem if you're doing like what we're doing. Or the other night, Wixie, Rochi and I were doing a video chat. And yeah, like every now and then it would cut out and I'd have to wait and say, oh, what was that you just said? Or I might start talking because I think no one else is talking, and then I'm cutting them off because I didn't know that they were talking because of the delay. So, and sometimes like I could go 5-10 minutes easy without any interruptions, and then within like 3 minutes it might pause like 5-6 times. It's inconsistent like that. See, once again, like when it does freeze like that, it's always when I'm pulling like a great face. Like that one there looks like I was just farting or something. Got a good feeling? Oh, well, it's good that you're positive about it. And I do reckon there's always that your body sort of knows how things are going. Yeah, so we might aim for 7 p.m. Queensland time, and that would mean 8 p.m. New South Wales or Eastern Standard. That includes the VIX as well. So if you're interested, I don't know, maybe the best thing is just send me a message maybe on Facebook, because most of you either I'm friends with or you can find me easy enough. And if you're not, just comment below on this video and I'll find a way of getting in contact with you and we'll set it up. And as I said, if you want to get on between now and then, even if it's just for 5-10 minutes, just to make sure everything's working from your end beforehand, it's not a bad idea. StreamYard's free. Like there's upgrades you can get, but like I'm not even on that. So it's free. It doesn't work probably quite as well as like we did, Rochi, Wixie and I did the Facebook Messenger, and that seemed to work a little bit better, a little bit less demanding. But maybe with a bigger group, it might not be as good. And yeah, I don't know. StreamYard's not a bad platform for like screen share and that sort of thing too. Been pretty good so far. Can't complain. Only sleeping and radiation burn a bit. Big red spot around 2 hands. Hopefully that sort of goes away pretty quickly once you stop it as well. All right, see you, Terry. Yeah, I'm not going to be along for today because it's around that lunchtime. I've really got to go and get some things done. So I'll talk to you again soon. That's pretty much all I was really jumping on to say. If anyone's got anything I'll just actually open up Facebook. If you're interested, feel free to send me a message. Like I think we'll have 8 people on, so it should be all right. And I might just send out a reminder half hour before. When I do if you haven't been on StreamYard before, you get sent a link. So you follow that link, you go into a waiting room, and then I'll be hosting. So when I host, I just click and it adds you to it. So yeah, so I might start it at, if it's 7/8 o'clock, I might open it up half hour early. That way, if you want, you can access and make sure you're in the waiting room. You can send me a message. I can say, yeah, I can see you there in the waiting room, and then we'll start when I guess either everyone's on or come 7/8 o'clock, depending on your time zone. So Jack, if you on YouTube, I'm pretty sure anyone can do this. Up the top right where you've got the 3 dots, so in your chat, it might depend on what device you're on. But anyway, there's 3 dots up the top, and then you click on that and you go participants. So at the moment, for me, it's saying there's 9 people on, but then when I go participants, it's actually only just saying Terry, yourself, and myself. So I'm not sure how good it is at the participants part, or whether that means there's just people who aren't on their account that's on, or maybe it drops in and out. Maybe it doesn't count that they're a participant if they're on another screen or something. Not sure. Anyway, I'm only going to I'll go until 1 o'clock and then I'll head off. So have you been doing it is it every day it happens, Jack? Or do you have like rest days? Just started raining here again. Been drizzly all day, but like not much, just enough to get you a little bit wet. Had quite a few snakes around here recently, actually. So every working day. And is it just no weekends? Is it like a set time, or is it multiple times a day? Or... I bet you're looking forward to it being over. Love the sky. Yeah, sky blue. Yeah, very modern color. This is actually so for those people that most people know. So I'm staying at my dad's place for a while now until I get everything else sorted. And this house, part of it's 120 years old, and part of it's about 95 years old. I think like the foundations are old, and then they rebuilt it or something like that. Anyway, this used to be a veranda, so you can see here in the corner. That's why there's weatherboards. So yeah, this used to be a veranda. Then it got enclosed, so it was sort of like a third bedroom. It's like you could probably put a single bed up against the wall or a double bed at most. But my great grandfather actually, this was his bedroom. So he lived with his he lived with his son, my grandfather, and my dad. So there was 3 generations under the one roof. So he moved out here, so he had his own space. So yeah, a bit of history. I imagine it's probably about a 70s paint job, that one. Lots of white, green, and yeah, sky blue. I think my bedroom's actually like the same tone color, but it's a pink. Lovely. Once a day, lucky. I'm always around 7:30 in the morning. Yeah, over and done with. Which is saying it's been good weather here this weekend. I've been busy trimming trees and jump runs just about done. Yeah, it's good getting out doing that stuff though. Getting it done. You get it done now before if the heat's mostly over, and they get a bit of growing season still in them before winter. Yeah, I haven't really used it, Trev. I've looked through it. I haven't cooked anything from it. I think I've got it. Must have been during COVID or the end of COVID or something, and I was thinking, oh, it'd be nice to have a book like that. I thought, oh, I think I got it from a Tent World or Snowies or something like that. You can get them in BCF too, I think. But there's nothing in there that you couldn't just go on his YouTube channel and get anyway. Like it's a nice put together book. Like he has done a really good job of it. He's got good good photos, good setting out of it. Few little tips and stuff in there, but like there's nothing. As I said, there's nothing in there that he hasn't got on his channel. I'll just find a photo. Just give you an idea of the layout. Like he's got it set out like in like pastas and jaff lines and burgers and that sort of thing. But yeah, like he's got a bit of information on there about your steaks and your temperatures, and like it's not. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but it's still a nice book just the same. I was pretty big into his channel for a while there, and because there wasn't many people doing camp cooking, like the only ones I could really find were like him. What's the King Brown? He hasn't done a lot of videos recently. He was in a period there, he was doing a few. But then the only other camp cook-ups you really see, like when people are on trips and they stop for a bit and they do a bit of a cook-up, but they're not as in depth, or you got to watch the whole video or like find that spot, whereas they're sort of dedicated videos. I don't watch a lot of his anymore though, that Harry Fighter Fork. Like I'm still subscribed and I watch the occasional, I'll go and watch a few minutes, but they're sort of just the same old type things. Like he still does a good job and everything about it, but yeah, I don't know. There's only so many times you can watch someone do burgers and chips. It's not really like I'm probably more interested in something that is more simple for everyone to do, or like more traditional camp oven cooking. Like I don't want to just do stews and that sort of thing, but even then, there's not many of those videos on there how to do that. Hey, Annie's on. How you going, Annie? Are you out camping, or are you finished? Oh, that's what. There you go. Because I knew what that was. Yeah, I don't know what that was. So my father, who bought this house off his uncle, it was just here. So there's a few pieces of old furniture. Like some of it's not as practical. Like we've got. Let's turn the camera. Hopefully this doesn't cut out. Wait. It's like the old style wooden dresser. Oh, sorry, cupboards. So there's about 4 of them, I think, throughout the house. They're not as practical though, because they're not as wide as what ours are today. So when you put your clothes in, instead of your clothes just hanging straight, you got to turn them, and yeah, they look really nice and everything. And there's a lot of work and effort that's gone into them. They're just not as practical. And they're in 3 pieces. You got your bottom piece that it sits on your base, and then the actual cupboard piece, wardrobe, and then you got a top piece just for decoration. Oh, how you doing on your own, by the way? Turn the radio down a bit. Going all right. Went back to start work. Started up 2 weeks ago, so pretty busy doing all that. Like each day when I get home, doing a few hours. Like for the first 5-6 weeks of the year, it's very busy. So like when I finish here, I've got to go and make some programs and do some online drawings and that for some of the timber classes. But yeah, yesterday I tried to have a day where I didn't do schoolwork or house stuff, even though I did a bit of house stuff still, cleaning and sorting out. But yeah, it was nice yesterday just to go for a walk up the gullies and that, because they were starting to run again. So that was good. It's just getting back into that routine and going through all the legal things, even though my ex and I, we get along very well, but it's just going through all that legal paperwork, which is just long. Like it's not, you can't just go in one day and get it all sorted. It's got to drag on and back and forth, and it's a lot of money just to settle something. Yeah, I haven't done a lot of real actually camp cooking, to be honest, but most of the time it's just I've done pizzas a few times, but most of the time I just do like steak or sausages and simple veg. I've done a couple roasts that have been good. I don't know if I've seen a photo of that one. I'm sure I've said before, Wixie's like he's master chef when it comes to cooking. That's one thing that we'll have to get a few photos if Wixie joins in on Friday on our group chat. The stuff he comes up with is amazing. Oh, you're babysitting. How is wee Jasper going? Oh, you had that sort of furniture as well, Jack. Yeah, it's really nice and still usable. It's just not as practical these days. Um, yeah, but it's nice like to have furniture like they still look in as new condition and they're probably, I don't know, like 80 plus years old. Are they getting do they do the zoomies yet or is he still a bit young for that where they run it chase each other around the house and that sort of thing? Ah, that's why he can't go because of the yep, all the vaccinations, etc. Is it trying to think? I thought I can't remember whether it was 12 weeks when they had their final one, or whether it's longer than that. Been a while. Do you know what? I don't think I've ever actually seen an Indonesian restaurant. I'm sure there would be some. Next time I'm in Sydney, I'm going to see if there are any. Jasper's going great, keeping you on your toes. Winnie just loves him so much. Yeah, um, it's nice for a dog to have another dog to play with, especially when you're busy or you can't be there. What do you do any when you guys are at work? Do you have like a do they are they just out the back or do they have a doggy door access into the house? I know that whenever I was away and the dog was inside, more so probably when they were young, but still did it a bit, they'd start chew like you'd only have to be gone for 20 minutes and they'll get into something and chew it like tissues. One of our dogs went crazy for tissues, just chewing them up. If you were in the house, rarely would do it. But as soon as you were not in the house, even if you like, say I was out mowing and it was a hot day, I'd put the dogs inside, straight into the tissues. One would just sit there licking the door, looking at me, and the other one would go and get into tissues. In Brisbane, there must be one or more. Yeah, I have to have a look into that one. I wouldn't couldn't even tell you what really Indonesian food would be. I imagine it'd be similar to a lot of the other Asian foods, but I'd be curious. It's quite a few different cuisines I'd like to try. I've been meaning to do only talking really in Sydney. There's an Argentinian and a Brazilian, like two different ones, restaurants, and they're big on their meats. I wouldn't mind going there and doing that, trying out their meats and how they do it. They're pretty expensive, but for an every now and then thing or for a trial thing, it'd be all right. Just started doing the zoomies, 16 weeks for the last jab. Ah, okay. I love the zoomies. It's funny if you've got tiles or floorboards and they go around the corner and they do it's they spin on the spot like in the Looney Tunes or like the cartoon type things. When they go around and they're spinning on the spot, it looks just like that. It's hilarious. Ah, they got a doggy door. Toilet paper. Yeah, it must be something about chewing it up. They must just like it. Yeah. Anyway, I'll just see. I've got had 12 people on, so thank you for those people that have come on today. It was just a quick one, just to let you know about camping trip coming up on Saturday, the 24th of February, and going into Sunday night and leaving Monday mid morning. And this Friday, I'm going to lock it in. Jack's given me the nod of approval. 7 p.m. Queensland time, 8 p.m. New South Wales and Victorian time. We are going to do a StreamYard chat up to 8 people. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. I've already got myself. I'm pretty sure Rochi is going to be in and probably Wixie as well. So that leaves just up to 5 more. It is a men's thing just to start off with. Like it's not the end of the world if there's a couple there or someone else is watching. That's not what it's really about. And after doing this one, I might do another one, get some feedback from those two, and then it'll just be open to anyone. But I think 8's going to have to be the limit, just for people to actually have a conversation. Otherwise, it gets a bit busy. So please send me a message on Facebook if you know who I am on Facebook, which most of you do, or comment on here, and I'll get in touch with you via email or Facebook. All right, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I need to go and get into some work. Thanks for coming along. Appreciate it. Hopefully you've had a good weekend and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. All right, take care. See you soon. Might see you next Friday. It'd be awesome if you could join in. So don't forget to message me on about that one. All right, thank you.